Hey bros, this is gonna be a quick preview, somewhat diary video thing for the Castle Melee Kill Leap Slam character. Um, it's gonna be real fast, so I'm hoping you're gonna get enough information out of it, but there's definitely gonna be another update video because the character is definitely not finished. It's very slowly getting there. But I can already see quite a bit of potential in it, so I thought that maybe I'm gonna do a little bit of an explanation. So essentially how this character started was Ram, a friend, a moderator from my stream, he figured out a build that would use like double paranda signets and, you know, basically stack int. Just get a lot of int and that would be your defense, and on top of it, you know, you can get everything else. You don't have to pick up ES nodes and all that kind of stuff. And it's basically travel points and then very significant nodes. So I really wanted to try that idea, but I put a little bit of a twist on it. Stacking all this int, I thought that AOE will be really good, right? So another friend sent me another video where there was a guy that would show a Pillar of the Caged God int build with just a lot of, you know, basically a lot of AoE. I think it was 271 AoE, which seemed like a really cool idea. So I thought, you know, obviously both of those ideas basically use the same gear, except with a, you know, with a little bit of, you know, difference depending on what they're trying to accomplish. But both of them weren't really like actual builds. So I thought that, you know, since we're in between leagues, I'm gonna have some fun, we're gonna try some new stuff, and we tried out Cast on Melee Kill. This is something that I've used in the past, however, you know, not to this extent. I couldn't quite get it to work. So yeah, I couldn't quite get it to work, but this was also before the changes made to it, so it didn't like give spell damage and all that kind of cool stuff. So another build idea that I saw on Reddit not so long ago, it was a person that would use a red beak, a bright beak, I'm sorry, and leap slam and some other skills, and he would basically leaping around on like normal ledge and just clear mobs like that. And from what he said, like that was the extent of the build. Like to him, he couldn't do much more. However, this idea was really cool to me, right? So this is basically like all three of those ideas like clumped up into one. Initially, like I said, the character I used the Pillar of the Caged God, and it was like a super AOE character. Sadly, I died to a disconnect. So I couldn't reach the full potential of the character. I played it a little bit longer, but I only got to about level 50. But the idea was pretty cool, so I'm thinking that I'm gonna revisit it in the future. Yeah, I'm thinking that I'm gonna revisit it in the future because it really requires a lot. I think that it really needs crit, and since it needs crit, you have to get accuracy, so you have to get like just a lot of different stuff. And obviously the gear highly limits you, and blah blah blah. Like it's a lot of. It needs a lot of work, I feel. With this, it's a lot more simple. Basically, the idea behind this one is more... it's still elemental damage. We're basically still using the same thing. The last build was using sweep. This one is using leap slam. I might still go to sweep. Sweep being a better AoE skill, so that really freaking works in our favor. However, leap slam is... For now, it's working. I don't know. I dropped AoE. I was using a increased AoE with 20%. I dropped it in favor of added cold damage because I couldn't get the right links. You can also use faster attacks in this, but for now, added cold is a pretty mediocre choice. Just because our weapon is Hion's Fury. This is gonna change in the future. As soon as I reach level 75, I'm gonna use a Doriani's. So yeah, but let's maybe go from the very beginning. Like I said, the build uses elemental damage. We try and get like some aura damage. It's gonna later on. Right now, I'm only able to use 1, 2, and then 3 auras. I am able to cast it, but you know I have no mana to actually use this skill. So I still need a couple levels. Again, the full potential of the build, hopefully. I'll be able to reach it today before the 1 week race so that I can put up another video about this. But yeah, we basically get like Charisma. I'm about to hit this node. This is greatly gonna help. Basically, Aura Effect. We're gonna get Inner Force. We're gonna get Volpack because you're gonna see it does a lot of damage, and it's a lot of instant damage. So yeah, this Volpack I feel is the only way. And then yeah, we get Blast Radius, we pick up Amplify, we try and get as many elemental nodes as possible. Like this is why it's so huge. The pathing right now is not correct actually, because I've chosen to go for Resolute Technique due to the lack of gear. Again, getting elemental gear with accuracy and all that in a hardcore league, it's just very difficult because nobody's playing. So that's why, again, I'm gonna revisit like both concepts in the future. For now, I just want to see the full potential of, well, not even the full potential, somewhat the part of the potential of cast on melee kill. And so far, I'm really loving what I'm seeing. And yeah, obviously get sovereignty, and like this is just about all the travel that we're gonna do. Again, the pathing is not correct. I'm probably gonna go through the top, travel through, catalyze like through here, like as in go here, and then pick up this. All of this is not gonna get taken, and then what is this? And then obviously, like I said before, pick up Volpact, and of course pick up Inner Force since we're using 2 auras and 2 heralds. Inner Force, huge freaking buff. It's all elemental damage. Again, with a catalyst, the attack speed of our weapon doesn't matter. This is the biggest advantage over sweep. The, well, advantage or disadvantage depending on what you've got. Leap Slam has its own attack speed, so the attack speed of your weapon actually doesn't matter. But you need to get attack speed nodes. So I'm gonna get these nodes in the future. I'm gonna get Berserking. I might even pick up the Scion attack speed nodes. Probably not. I'm not sure. Ashen Frost is definitely on the list, but for now I gotta give Volpack because it's actually getting really sketchy with Reflect. Just because we're already in Merciless. Yeah, Merciless. Yeah. So, I don't think you can see everything. You can see most of it. Alright, for our gear, I'm still using a Gold Rim. Right now, like I said, I'm using Hion's Fury. Very, very good weapon. I'm liking it so far. Definitely for Leap Slam, it really works. But again, Catalyze is really like, or Catalyst, Orianis, is really where it's at. And yeah, pretty mediocre ring, pretty mediocre amulet. You want to get some elemental damage, some life, some resist, of course, and yeah. No life on this one, but pretty good damage. This is all like low leveling gear. Attack speed on gloves, cold damage, resists, all types of elemental damage. Everything works really good, especially the attack speed for Leap Slam. It's just pretty godly. And then yeah, the remainder of the gear is kind of random just to cap out your resists. I went with a Carcass Jack. This build does not have a lot of defense. Again, it's in between leagues, so I'm not really focusing on defense. If I die, I die. For now, I'm doing well. I'm one-shotting pretty much everything, so I feel like there's no need. Obviously in maps this might change, however I'm not sure. We're gonna be freezing a lot more in the future, and you know, you basically jump in. It's not like you're actively fighting the mobs. You jump in, everything gets one shot. Works pretty well. Potions are kind of random, and yeah, I feel like that's it. Pathing, yeah, it looks like everything got explained. Oh yeah, and of course the gems are for now weapon elemental damage. I don't know if I'm gonna use this in the future. It's actually really strong right now, considering the Hion's Fury, and of course we're using for now 3, but later on 4 damage like auras. It really works great. Added cold damage, again, not something that I should be using right now. I'm gonna like faster attacks, added cold damage. You know, the cool thing about added cold damage is that it works both on your initial attack, the Leap Slam, and on your spells. And it's actually a huge portion. And also the chance to freeze, since right now the build is non-crit. Late game it would be crit, but again it requires gear. So right now it's non-crit. We need that chance to freeze. Works just awesome, works like a miracle with Herald of Ice. It's great, even though again we have very little scaling of this added cold. It works alright. Like I said, I was using an increased AOE before. It was really good, but at a point where you've got the Carcass Jack, I don't feel like you need it. I mean, obviously the Ice Nova has enough AoE either way, but the Leap Slam, I feel like it really needs the AoE to actually like do proper work. So for now, this is what we went for. I couldn't get the right colors. This is what we're doing. Maybe this might change in the future. Ice Nova, Ice Nova. I feel like 2 Ice Novas are good. I might use 1 Ice Nova in the future when I start scaling my Ice Nova damage more. But for now, it's doing work. Leap Slam, no need to level this. Of course, we only get like useless stuff. And then Cast on Melee Kill, I highly recommend you get a quality one. I think 20% is 15% increased damage. So it increases the damage of everything that we've got attached to this, including Leap Slam, Ice Novas, and everything, right? Pretty freaking good. Other than that, cast when damage taken Enduring Cry. This is our Herald of Ice, Reduced Mana, Anger, and Wrath. I've got this set up for the future. I'm not using Anger right now because I can't, like I explained earlier. And then Herald of Thunder, Reduced Mana, Elemental Weakness, and Curse and Hit. Very powerful in our case. We shock a lot, especially since I picked up this. So we shock a lot, we attack a lot, mobs get hit with multiple triggers, so it really even with the 5% it really works great. We've always got a Herald of Thunder up and going and cursing mobs, and it's really good because going into a pack the mobs already have lower life, so 2 or 3 of them just get hit by the Leap Slam and they always explode. And then my single target, I mean, these two aren't really set up. Again, this is done very hastily. This character is only a day old. I only played it for, I don't even know, a couple hours, 65. I don't remember, like 8 hours or so. So not very long. Our single target is multi-strike, double strike, and vol double strike. Vol double strike I find to be really cool because you don't get reflected, and it's just really freaking cool. I don't know, this obviously might change in the future. I might put this in 2 different setups, use a weapon elemental damage, tons of ways to improve this, but not something I need right now, nothing to concern myself about. Yeah. I'm gonna do Fell Shrine. This character is level 65, but I haven't done much progression with it, so Fell Shrine is actually the furthest that we can go. And it's actually a pretty difficult zone because the mobs have cold resistance and all that kind of stuff, so yeah. But essentially, you want to have your auras up. You want to jump on a mob, hit them. It triggers both of the Ice Novas. I have 2 different looking effects on my Ice Novas so that you can see that they both get triggered even on a single mob. And that's essentially it. You just jump in, kill 1 or 2 mobs, and then the rest of the screen just simply explodes. Really a lot of fun. Works really great to my surprise. I thought that it's going to be working okay. I mean, the increased spell damage on the cast on melee kill did not seem that significant initially. I thought that it's going to be, you know, noticeable but not crazy. It's not more spell damage, it's just increased. But it's working just fine, right? Again, the Herald of Thunder constantly going, always cursing mobs, which allows us to one-shot them, and then even a rare mob basically almost dies instantly. Blue packs are a little bit different. Again, we need a little bit more scaling. We need to run our what's it called? Anger. It's very crucial. Honestly, the full potential of the build will be very much visible when we get all of our auras going, and then we can judge a little bit better how far we can take this build and how far we can take cast on melee kill in general, because this is, like, you gotta keep this in mind. This is, I think, definitely not the best setup for cast on melee kill. It's working really well. However, I feel like the passive has a lot more potential. Just works really freaking great. Sweep, Leap Slam, I feel like those skills are really gonna come back, especially since GGG has announced the that was a blue pack, by the way. GGG has announced that they're gonna be revisiting a lot of the melee skills, and there's gonna be tons of changes. Again, you leave your Vol guy and he just murders stuff. Really cool. No increased duration, nothing. Works really great. We're gonna be revisiting melee skills, and I mean leap, slam, and sweep. Even though leap slam has pretty proper AOE, I think it's a 14% base radius, and sweep has a 20, not percent, 14 base radius, and then sweep has a 20, which makes it pretty ridiculous on my other character. I was hitting mobs from like literally a screen away with sweep, which is really ridiculous. But those amounts of AOE are only attainable with yeah, with pretty much that setup where you've got that 1,200 int, for instance, if your build's pretty proper, and yeah, you run a Pillar of the Caged God. You just respec into it, that leaves you with like 150. I don't quite remember. Again, Reflect is kind of a problem right now. This was a small enough pack to not do much damage to us. It's a problem right now because, again, I'm not running the Dorianis, I'm not running the Volpact. I haven't really been hurt by Reflect. That's why I haven't rushed Volpact. But I know the potential of Reflect, and I know how quickly everything can just go completely wrong and mess you up. I think that's about it. I just want to finish up this run. 16-minute video. Yeah, this was definitely short. I think that's about it. Again, there's gonna be more update videos, more information on the build in the future. I foresee just leap slamming with a lot of attack speed, and essentially this build looking just like this. But for now, I don't have the mana, and I actually have to kill mobs to keep up the mana because I got like mana gain on kill. So it's kind of awkward when it comes to just leap slamming. But it's doing work. There is definitely much improvement when it comes to the clear speed, even though it's freaking pretty good. As for the leveling portion of the build, I actually started using this at level 19. I just equipped a lot of elemental gear like Iglamon and you know, all that kind of weird stuff. I used the 6-link. I used the what's it called? A tabula rasa for leveling, but it's really not necessary. We tested a couple setups. You can maybe look through the VODs, look at the date of this video, and look through the VODs. I might link it into the description. I tested like a 4-link and a 5-link setup, and honestly, using only one Ice Nova for leveling was perfectly fine. To my surprise, the AOE was definitely necessary, but you can only get that at level 31. Like I said, I started using this at level 19, so as soon as Custom Melee Kill became available to me, and it was actually really freaking fast. Like, I wasn't focused on leveling whatsoever, and it was just going great. Especially when I found a goddamn acceleration shrine. You guys, I don't know. I've never used Leap Slam before, right? So, and you leave your guy there. Come on, attack him, and he just kills. I've never like used Leap Slam before, so I've never seen an acceleration shrine with it. It's pretty freaking ridiculous. God damn, this mob's tanky. It's pretty freaking ridiculous how Leap Slam works with an acceleration shrine. I was level 49. I went to a 53 ledge, so a merciless ledge, and I cleared it in I think 32 seconds, from what I remember. So. Pretty freaking ridiculous, all things together. But again, we'll see how this works in maps, if I can still one-shot mobs. I expect it to only get better just because, again, the Doriani is a huge deal, and the Anger is a huge deal. And hey, our Ice Nova's about to level up. So I think that's it for now. This is, again, only a video for the people that are like really interested in the build, and just want to see it in action as fast as possible. I don't know. There's probably not going to be a proper guide before the actually probably before the next league, but definitely not before the 1 week race. 1 week race is starting in actually like under 30 hours. I'm not exactly sure. Ooh, and I think that's about it. Yeah, I think that's about it. Last kill. Boom. Really, 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 really freaking fun. And what's actually the coolest thing about this also is that it lags if there's like a ton of mobs. It drops your FPS hard. But everything on your screen is already dead, so like zero concerns. I jump into big packs with exiles and stuff, and they just explode. Like there's nothing left. So I don't know. I wasn't bothered by the lag at all. But I just thought I'm gonna throw it out there. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Not a very short video, but I hope you guys still enjoyed it. I'm off to streaming, and yeah, I hope you're gonna check out the build and have as much fun with it as I did. And yeah, look forward to the next videos. I'm looking forward to seeing how the build is gonna turn out. But yeah, that's it from me for now. Thank you a lot for tuning in. Hope to see you guys in the next video or on the live stream. Thanks again. Bye bye.